So Bitcoin and crypto just crashed and you're wondering, oh my God, what's happening? Have we just entered the bear market? Please crypto diet, make a video, make me feel better, give me some direction on what's happening with the state of things at the moment. So in this video, we'll go through what's happening and why it's happening. Is the bull market over? How long is it going to be like this? What you should do? And of course, is there any coins that you'd recommend at this time? What's up everyone? For those new viewers watching, I'm the Crypto Diet. I'm currently doing my master's in economics at Monash University. I'm also working full-time here in Australia in the banking and finance industry. And it is my goal on this channel to review every crypto honestly and give market updates honestly, unbiased, and being fair to all of them. If that sounds good to you, give me a like, give me a subscribe, and let's follow and navigate through this wild journey that is cryptocurrency. So without further ado, let's check out Bitcoin because Bitcoin is still dictates the market overall. Now, I have not touched this chart in a while, actually. It's been a few weeks, but you can see just how good of a chart it is because of just where Bitcoin is currently sitting. So I use my major 50% tool here, my major 50% Gann tool that I use. I got it from Michael Pazina. I'll link his channel below. What we look for is cryptos being strong in the white half and cryptos being weak in the red half. And of course, Bitcoin has been there since about start of December where we got that dip. Now this is my Fib extension tool here. And I used this a while ago. I used this a few weeks ago and I just never really updated it. But I did it so well that you can see that, look at that. Bitcoin is currently perfectly off the 50% mark. If you're familiar with my channel, you'll know that I like the 50% mark as well as Jason and Michael Pazina on their respective YouTube channels. And you can see just how important and how crucial and how accurate it can be. And we're literally bouncing off it at the moment, almost perfectly off of it, which is about 38.5 grand where Bitcoin is currently at. Now, where do I see Bitcoin going? Well, to be honest, I think we might find some support here. Now, I want to clarify this, and I say this every video. We don't know what's going to happen with crypto. Anything can happen. And this is why I make a point of it, because tomorrow something can just happen. Some news comes out, someone sells, so US government decides something, China decides something, and all of a sudden the price goes up and down. No matter which YouTuber you watch, no one can get it 100% of the time. And that's why we use all of our indicators just to give us a bit of rules, a bit of parameters, some sort of guidance and structure. So we're not just throwing everything randomly and doing random things. We like to have structure, and that's why these charts and these rules can be really helpful. So we're currently at our 50% zone. The next mark after this, if we're to break, would be the 618 mark, which is about $35,402 for Bitcoin, which is about 7% from where it currently is at the moment, just over 7%. A lot of people like to use the 618 mark, and for me, it goes 50% mark, 1 mark, and then 618 mark, which is currently where Bitcoin could hit next if we fall through that 50% mark. Now, I don't think that's going to happen. I just think Bitcoin's volume is quite strong, but you can already see that we are bouncing perfectly off of it. I do anticipate Bitcoin to hover around this range for a while before we eventually push through. This is going to be a long, drawn out part. So if you're watching this video right now, I'm going to be honest with you, and I would say brace yourself. This is going to be a very long first half of the year. These are just my assumptions, but I just think the fun news is over. America's not printing as much anymore. Interest rates are rising, and I'll go through a bit more news for you. But basically what you need to know is that there's no excitement in the world right now, where everything's looking bleak with obviously what's happening with labor shortages, the new variant that's out there and things like that. So all of this is going to have an effect on all the markets, not just crypto, but of course crypto is very volatile. So crypto gets hit a bit harder, but if you're smart and you can go against the herd, these can be some good buying opportunities, and we'll cover that later on this video. We'll see how things play out, but if Bitcoin does dip below its 50%, 35,402 is the next mark I'm looking for. If we break that, then I think we are in a bear market. It's over. It's time to just pack up and go home and just wait for the bear market to be over, unless you just want to keep dollar cost averaging into some blue chip cryptos. And again, we'll go through that towards the end of the video. Do I think the bull market is over? No, we are still very much in a bull market, even though we're in the red half and we are bleeding out a fair bit at the moment. Crypto is not kind of doing with this thing where it's just gone down huge, even though we are still down a fair bit from the major that we put in at about 44% from the high we put in on the 10th of November. That's fine. That's fine. Crypto just needs a bit of time to breathe and to relax. We had all these metaverse coins going off. We had Ethereum doing an all-time high. We had a lot of excitement in the market. That's okay for a bit of a pullback. It's just smart money buying, because this is just the way the game is played, unfortunately. Smart money buys at the bottom, retail buys at the top, or the dumb money, and then they get nervous, they sell, they panic sell, and smart money buys it up again. So all of this will be smart money picking it up. All of it. All of this is going to be smart money. All of that is going to be smart money. And they love the fear. They smell blood in the water, they'll attack. And right now, if you're going to be one of these people who are scared, don't don't be. I'm very excited about this. This is honestly good news for me personally, because this just means more coins I can get at the cheap that I really was looking at throughout November and December. So that's the state of Bitcoin. Don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a freak. I think this is going to play out for at least, honestly, probably the first 6 months of the year. I think you're not going to really hear anything exciting until second half of the year, at least. Happily be proven wrong, of course, but I just think that there's no good news coming for a little while unless we get some sort of vaccine or something that completely eliminates the labor shortage. America backs off of it. Whatever the case may be, we need something really positive to pick the market back up, and I just don't see any light at the end of this dark tunnel. So this is good buying opportunities. Keep your head down and let's see how things play out with Bitcoin. Next coin up, Ethereum. Of course, we have to look at Bitcoin and Ethereum to see the market. And here again is my 50%. Markup is no FibGAN tool here. We are firmly in the red area, and much like Bitcoin, we put the all-time high around 1st of December, and now we've been on a downtrend. And what did I say about my channel? 50% mark is my favorite. 1 mark is my second favorite. So 50% mark at $33,484. We are obviously way below it, but look at that, bouncing perfectly off the 1 mark. And there it is there at $2,819. And like I said, look at that. Name me a tool that can give you that sort of precision. Bounced off it. And we'll, again, much like Bitcoin, I anticipate us to sort of spend a bit of time here going sideways before we get going. No one knows how much or how long that's going to play out, but I think it's still going to be a few months of just going sideways before we start to get some sort of confirmation that we're back into things. If we do break that 1 mark, then the 1618 mark is my next one there at $1,997. And you can see it's quite a big range, this mark, at around 30%. It is possible, of course, for it, but I doubt that Ethereum will dip much lower than its 1 mark, if it even does at all. But like I said, with Bitcoin, anything can happen into crypto. Anyone that acts like they know everything and the times and everything, we don't know. We can't predict every single buyer and seller in the market. When we hit 30 in the RSI, that normal signals a oversold market, and then they will start to bounce off of it. We are dipping slightly below 30, and I find the RSI tools are very good for big cryptos. So mainly the top 20 to 30, the RSI tool is quite effective. But when you start going past that, it starts going to like 50 or 100, the RSI tool isn't as accurate, because these coins can do massive gains and losses, and they sort of defy what the RSI tool is. So what should you do? Well, it's not financial advice, but what I'd say to you is hopefully you haven't invested in the market if you needed the money. If you started to borrow money or get into leverage or really sacrifice your lifestyle for crypto, this is maybe a good time to reflect on what you've done. I always say to people who invest into crypto, I say, when you put your money, be prepared for it to stay there for at least 3 to 6 months, bare minimum, because the market can really go a lot of crazy sides, and you really don't want to put money into crypto and sell at a 40% loss. So if that's you and you have to sell out at a loss in order to buy your groceries, pay for your rent, then you've got no choice. And again, hopefully this is a reminder to you not to do that again. But if you were able to survive and living is not too tough for you, you've still got your money coming in, you're still able to support yourself financially and have the basic needs like water, electricity, all that sort of stuff, then you're fine. Just leave it to run out, leave it to play out. And I would definitely be picking up more coins during this time, because these prices are just so attractive at the moment. I really love it. And look at all the fear that would have been around, July, June. I mean, look at all the fear that would have been around 2018, 2019. These are some of the best times to buy. And looking back on it, you just look at a chart and be like, wow, look at that low point. That would have been a great time to buy. Look at that low point. That would have been a great time to buy. And we're at a low point again, and it's probably a great time to buy. Not financial advice, like I said, but this is generally how it goes with these things. This is how it feels emotionally. If you're scared right now and you're like, I'm so scared for it to buy. I'm so scared at Ethereum buying it right now. It could go lower. I want it could go lower. This is why you have to battle those emotions and go through with it. So have a think about it and see what you want to do. But this is where the money is made. This is what the smart buying is doing. They're dumping the market, causing the fear, letting all the news reports report it. Retail, dumb money, people who can't control their emotions sell, and they scoop it up. It's a brutal market, and that's how it is. What about coin recommendations? Well, there's not too many, I can tell you that much. And in fact, the best advice I'll tell you is not to buy anything at the moment, just because there's still so much uncertainty in the market. Even though I said it's a good time to buy, there's still a lot of cryptos that are bleeding out just a bit too heavily, like CRO going down 13%, Gala going down 5.88%. And this is why I try to say in all of my videos or all of my recent videos, look, this is the best to my knowledge. This is what I think is going to happen with the coin. This is my analysis of the coin, but we never know what's going to happen. And this is why I say, because things can turn sour very, very quickly in crypto. So what are the good cryptos that are looking good right now? Well, the best one that I can see is honestly Luna. So like I said many times before, white half strong, red half bad. And you can see all of these cryptos are just bleeding out. Look at that, 5%, 5%, 4%, 5%, 3%, 4%, almost 14% for CRO. And look at Luna, not even a percent. It's down 0.09% at the moment. It's basically unfazed, and Luna has just looked so strong the last few weeks. And this is a coin I really want to pick up on the 50% mark if it ever did get there. But you can just see how resilient Luna is. This is what resilience looks like on a crypto. Every coin down at least minimum 5%. Luna, not even down a percent. So very strong buy there. I wouldn't buy it personally now. It's just too strong. I don't see the value in it. You're only about 35% from the all-time high. Not really worth it for the risk of the low, which is about a 32% increase or 30% downtrend from where it currently is. So it's basically a 1-for-1 take almost. I wouldn't really bother it at the moment. Next coin up is actually VRA, surprisingly. I did a video not too long ago on this one, but you can see we're actually up 2% for the day. We've still got a few hours to go. Got another 16 hours and 40 minutes to go for the day before this closes. But the fact that we're green, and you can see here on my watch list here that we're green while all these other cryptos are red, that's pretty surprising. Now, I wouldn't buy Veracity because when a coin's when it's green and it's a down day, you really want to be careful about entering that because it's very, very, very high risk. And you can see the bar is quite high. So we actually wanted to go up, but we're closing low on the low bar, which isn't the best. But like I said, we've got 16 hours left to play on these things. Next coin up is actually Atom. I did a video on this one too. I'll link it below, but this one's just been going sideways for a while and it really looks like it wants to burst out at any time now. We've just had massive volume coming in and really testing those highs, but we keep getting rejected. And the rules do tell us if we continue to do test, support, or resistance, eventually we will break through. And I anticipate Atom to do that, to break. Now let's have a look at the total crypto market cap here. And like all of my charts, you can see major 50%, we're in the red zone, and currently I'm using the extension tool here, and we're actually breaking through currently on the 618 mark, but we're finding support on it perfectly right now. So we'll see how things play out. If this does break, 786 is the next support that we'll have to go through and hope. And I don't want to see the 618 mark being resistance. Ideally, I would really love to see crypto stay in this area and continue to go. Now let's have a look at total 2, which just excludes Bitcoin and every other crypto, including Ethereum. And much like the last chart, we broke through the 618 and we're finding support now on the 786 mark. I do want to see us go back to the 618 mark, but it is a bit of a thin area. But still relatively strong speaking. I wouldn't say we're in the danger zone or anything like that. Danger zone would be in the one area. That would be the final straw. I wouldn't want to see that going. Otherwise, you're probably just best off going into Bitcoin only at that point. And then we got total 3, which is basically all the cryptos except for Bitcoin and Ethereum. And this is the real chart to me. This is the one that really shows if we're in a bull market or not, because Ethereum sort of carries the alts because it's such a big market cap. But if you're able to see this, and you can see white area strong, red area bad, and you can see that we are basically on our 50%. We're dipping a little bit below it. So it'll be interesting to see how things play out. But the fact that we haven't even gone that down and we're not bleeding heavily tells me we are still very much in a macro bull run. So stay calm out there. If this helped, again, give me a like, give me a subscribe. And until then, I will see you on the next video.